Okay, I'm super excited for this discussion this week. So, call me Tuesdays at 2. Three of my favorite people in the state are here, Nathan, Jess, and Erik. So I would, if it's okay, maybe just a little brief introduction of who you are, and then I'll introduce why I think this is going to be such an important discussion. But Nathan, let's start with you.
I'm the CEO of Ahlquist, and then also founder of Scale Station, a second company, both here in Nevada, and then I have a nonprofit that we also do work, mostly in global health.
Great.
That's great. I'm Jess Whiting, and background is in mobile telecommunications infrastructure, putting texting in cell phones. And since we've moved to Boise, I do more of the startups and investing community, doing specifically relating to AR, VR, and autonomous systems.
I'm Erik Finman, so I do a lot of advanced technology stuff. So I do a lot of kind of Bitcoin trading. If Bitcoin is kind of this new kind of currency, and I took it from $1,000 that I had and I made it turn it into $1 million. And I use that money to kind of have invested in kind of projects that I'm doing. One was an educational company, so you can type in a subject and you can learn it for easy, cheap, next to nothing. And I actually sold that company, and yeah, now I'm working on a bunch of robotic exoskeleton stuff.
So I'm the old guy here, a couple of millennials, but Erik's 18.
Yeah, I'm a Gen Z, I'm not millennial, I'm the generation under it.
You gotta mention that.
Now we're
So when I'm with the three of you, a lot of the discussion we talk about is just the current ecosystem in Idaho, how we compete with neighboring states and in the nation for talent, what the environment is for starting and thriving businesses here. We spend a lot of time talking about that, and what we need to do kind of immediately to become relevant. Why I think it's important is because it's our kids. I mean, this is our future. It's the families that are here. It's the jobs that are here. So what I wanted to do, and I'm glad it worked out, because I know you're traveling and all of you are busy all the time, and by some miracle everyone was here on this Friday. I just wanted to spend some time talking about your ideas for what are the next steps, short term, what we need to do as a state. And I think we've got really good representation here of our state, of all that's going on, to really spark and allow this to thrive. It's our future. So with that introduction, I'll just kind of be quiet and chime in every once in a while. But Jess, why don't you start, and I'll let these guys go, but just talk about, and I'm sure this will just spark a great conversation, what we need.
Well, I think the three of us come at this from three different angles, and the four of us, and which is really cohesive, in fact, because I think it starts with the same trajectory. And so Nathan, you've got talent pipeline and trajectory issues over there. I focus on the startups and the investing, and we need to have this talent pipeline here in order to get some significant capital brought here. And then Erik's got this really innovative approach to blockchain, Bitcoin, all these other Ethereum possibly. So we'll get to that. But I think, and then you've got, build the state on many levels. And I think that this harmonizes, and I'd love to talk to you about your vision for pipeline, because I think your specific needs, because of your SaaS focus, is technology.
Yeah. So we run. You're in cutting edge technology. We are as well. But the thing is, we all know cutting edge technology of today is tomorrow's boring stuff that everybody's doing. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, I hate to say like a .NET developer, but you can throw a rock on the street and you probably have 50% chance of hitting a .NET developer. There's lots of them. There's lots of work. We still have a shortage of .NET developers, which is shocking. But there's all the new stuff that's coming out after that. So we have all these kids going to school, and even if we could graduate more kids right now, we still have kids not coming out that know the new stuff because colleges aren't even keeping up with it in the first place. So not only do we need, we need to start kids in tech younger. So we need definitely strong STEM programs and K through 12 programs. And we work with schools and we go and talk to kids about technology a lot, and we try to talk. What we try to do is we're in consulting, so we do a lot of coding, but we don't necessarily just sit behind computers and code all day. So we get to go and talk to K through 12 about what technology jobs look like, and the fact that you can be a nerd and also travel the world and also make a lot of money. So we do that with kids, and then we work with college kids and internship programs, and we get them and they come out with skills that are somewhat transferable, but not completely transferable. So then they end up needing a bunch of training as well. And then we just work with completely unqualified interns and train them and ramp them up, because there's more demand than is possible to fill right now. So that's what we see happening. But the new tech is where we have the biggest gap, and so do all of our customers. We're getting hired because they can't find the people, and then we're supposed to magically find them fast enough. So we're training our own very quickly, and then we're also bringing in people from out of state. Yeah, it's a factory. Gotta have a factory, and it's gotta work fast because the demand's not slowing down at all.
Well, and Erik and I have been talking recently about, more of a boot camp approach and doing a lot more of this fellowship and apprenticeship and boot camps and getting these things off the ground. And I think we need more of our private companies to be getting involved. Like you're doing is literally training this workforce. And there are not a lot of companies that have this training program set up internally, which is really what we need.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think the American dream is largely dead or severely hurt. And I think that's what I like about Tommy, is that he wants to fix that, and that's what we're all doing, is in the sense we need to bring that American dream back, and actually better than it even was before, because now with technology, we can actually make it 1,000,000 times better than what it ever was before. So providing a place where it used to be where you go to school, you did well in school, you go to college, you do well, then after that you get a good job, you work your way up to the top, you do really well in that job, and that is unfortunately gone anymore. The wages are going a lot, they're not as strong as it used to be, the economy isn't as strong as it used to be, and that, going to college doesn't necessarily mean you get a job anymore, and getting good grades in high school doesn't necessarily mean you get into a great college anymore. You have to do 1,000,000 things. So I think creating this new kind of framework, using technology to be able to go from point A to point B to point C, make it really simple, make it really easy, make it so easy for someone that's smart, and give them a framework, give them the structure so they can just excel and do well, and then give them an economy that allows them to make money. So I think that's really what is going to happen here, and I think that's what we're all trying to do here. And I think that's what's so important, is that there's going to be the American dream, and then we're going to have like a more innovative version of the American dream called the Idaho dream, and I like that. And I think that's what's going to be so incredible about what we're all doing here.
Well, I think all four of us have fought to stay in Idaho, and I love that you're calling it the American dream. How do we keep Idaho the absolute American dream, innovative and entrepreneurial, and yet you feel like you come home when you come here? It's like a mix of all of it.
I'm absolutely 100% confident we can do this on a whole bunch of levels. I am saddened that I spend so much time with people who are hopeless. I mean, you meet with a lot of people that just say, we don't know what to do next. Our premiums are too high, our family, we're paycheck to paycheck, we don't see things changing for us. And a lot of educators in education, it seems like everyone's down on us, and then you have families and students. And for me, the way I was raised was, you can do anything you want. You put your mind to it, you work hard, you drive, you treat people right, you do anything you want. And I want that back so badly. So, last question for each of you. What advice would you give someone listening to this? Because we're going to have a lot of younger people probably listening to this. If you had one piece of advice for someone that's either a student out there that's thinking about, what am I doing with my life, or you've got business people. I think we all got great business folks, your business minds that may be struggling and saying, hey, it's hard. Give us some advice or hope that you see out there, kind of in closing, each one of you.
Well, for me, I mean, I always have hope, but I have one of those stories, right? So I grew up in low-income housing in California, where it was insanely expensive. Single mom, had a relatively bad education. As soon as I graduated from high school, I moved to Idaho to help out a friend, and ended up, I've been here since 2000. And so, I mean, first of all, there is hope for any of these people, because I'm the guy starting on the wrong end of the spectrum. Like, bad education, no money, right? You can still have some level of American dream. You can still work hard, you can still make stuff happen. But I mean, the advice that I would give people is, I ended up having to do a 14-year turn at HP. I did not love every minute of it, but putting yourself out there and learning which skills are marketable, which skills actually get paid a lot of money, is what I did. And I probably did it for too long, but it got me out there, and it and it made this work. As far as rural Idaho and things like that, some of this community training type stuff that we're doing, like we just picked up another intern from Reagan's, I think. We're finding talent actually in rural Idaho, and we're relocating them here, and we're giving them job training. And I get that there's some issues with urbanization and all that kind of stuff there, but there is ways to do this. We hire a lot of remote developers and different things like that. So there's programs, but so I do think that there is hope. I do think private sector partnering with government though, Idaho Department of Labor, I know a lot of the guys over there, amazing people with terrible tools. The state of Idaho actually is not even allowed to buy the #1 cloud solution sold in the whole world right now. They can't even buy it. There's no way for them to buy it through procurement. We're in other states building solutions that can solve Idaho problems and getting paid to do it. And we're building 10 times the size. We're building solutions in California. We just built the first successful ERP project in California in like 5 years. And we can't even do it in our own home state to help, you know what I mean? And it's not because it's not even budget related as far as it's too expensive. It's just there's blocks to innovation. So yeah, we need to innovate for those people. We need to get good programs, and both private sector and government can come together, and we could build funnels to channel these people to good jobs, higher paying jobs. You know what I mean? I think it would be exciting. There's hope. There's hope.
I think there's definite hope. That's, I think, why the reason we're all here in Idaho is we see so much optimism and so much potential. And I think that when we take all these hidden gems that make our state so beautiful, we have such a strong ag culture that is just, unparalleled. And then we have secrets like the National Lab that's right here, that we have cybersecurity experts right here doing our our grids. And then you look at, we've got startups doing everything from, we've got a team of NASA engineers building rockets, doing CubeSats. We've got AI companies with $50 million worth of research behind them right here starting up. We've got, countless things going on. And then you start to just combine these, and I think a lot of these industries overlap with each other. And I believe there's never a better time. There's never a better time for women in business. There's never a better time for our state. There's never a better time for our millennials to grow up. You can have so much access to things. There are some frustrating things going on, but I think that when we come together, we can solve for those things. And I think that we can do this. We've got this, and I just see total optimism.
Absolutely. I know what you're saying. It's just there has been and there still is a sense of hopelessness of the Idahoan people, and across the country as well. And that's why you see it everywhere. A sense of people that just want change. People just want just to actually have a sense of optimism. And let me tell you, it's the truth. I was, I'd say, shunned out of Idaho in a lot of ways, in the sense that it wasn't really a culture of people that wanted to motivate you to go forward. And then, as you know, like I went to Silicon Valley a lot of times, and then with you, Tommy, I actually, and this is all true, like I'm saying this, just 100% the truth here, is I'm actually coming back now because of you, and because of these new things happening here. And I actually, for the first time, I feel like I have a small and ever-growing flame of hope here, and it's very true. And I think
this is awesome, because right here.
Yeah, and then kind of there has been a sense of business isn't meant to be in Idaho. Jobs aren't meant to be in Idaho. It's just let's be the same old old fuddy-duddy, but also keep our values and also make them even better. And I think like Tommy, he's just spoken to so many groups of the hearts of so many groups of people, including agriculture. I think you guys would agree. Like Tommy's the agriculture candidate because he's the business candidate. And what is a farmer? A farmer is an entrepreneur, and he's a business owner.
Absolutely.
And who knows business better than Tommy? He's the agriculture candidate and the business candidate, and I think that's so important. It gives me just a sense of hope and optimism and change, in the sense that we can actually, that Idahoans, they don't deserve just to get the American dream back. They deserve the Idaho dream, which is 10 times, million times, trillion times better than getting the American dream back. And I I think that's what Tommy's doing. Don't you agree? I mean, Tommy's
Absolutely.
doing that.
Well, I told Tommy, like, listen, we were in the middle of possibly moving, and I was maybe going to go back to the Bay Area. You know, you get it.
Yeah,
That's home for
yeah.
me, and so it was like, if you do this, I'll stay and I'll fight, and we'll, you know, and we'll develop plans that will knock this place out of the park because we know we'll have the back of people that will help us and propel us. Like, we'll stay. We're going to fight with you.
Absolutely.
Well, I didn't expect that at the end, but I appreciate you guys very much and respect you because I know what you do. It's not just what you say, it's what you do in this community. And every single time I'm with all three of you, 100% of the time, what I love about each one of you is this: you don't talk about yourselves. Really, it's about others, and it's about, I mean, I remember distinctly times with each of you where all of the discussion is, how do I make this better for everyone? How do I make this better for my kids and their kids, but others? And that is inspiring. This has been inspiring. Thank you for being here today. If it's okay, we'll put a little, when we post this, a link to each of you.
Yeah.
There may be
Yeah,
some
good.
questions that come out, and encourage people to just get a hold of it if any questions come
Absolutely.
up. And hey, we need this again. This is
Absolutely.
fun. Thank you very much.
Thanks.